Hey, Mark Walton here for GameSpot, and I am joined by Kevin Van Ord.
Hello.
Hello, and you've just been to see The Division.
I did see The Division.
And this is an interesting game for me because, well, what the hell is it? Is this a shooter? Is it an MMO? Is it an RPG? What is going on with this game?
Yes.
To all of those.
It is all those things. They did a pretty good job of not using the term massively multiplayer. They called it open world.
Right.
They called it multiplayer. They called it RPG. But they didn't actually call it massively multiplayer online RPG. So I think we've reached a stage. Now, the first part of what I saw was exactly, and when I say exactly, I mean exactly, as in it was the exact same footage.
Oh, what, that was
we
shown in the
saw.
conference?
Yeah, that was shown in the conference. But they did throw in more details about what it is that we were seeing.
Sure.
And that's where I started getting a lot more interested, especially because they tried to talk up some of the role-playing mechanics. You know, the whole basis behind the role-playing part is that it's all open-ended. You know, you start with whatever basic skills you're going to have, but then you start to build them out. So during the demo, for example, you see that spot where he like rolls that mine,
Yep.
and then it does the explodey thing. And that's going to be, for example, one skill that you could earn as you level up. And the whole purpose is going to be to let you be what you want to be to accommodate your own play style. So it's all going to be very, very open-ended from a role-playing perspective.
What about the tablet stuff that was in here? Because that was sort of an interesting part that I don't think was explained that well during the press conference. I was certainly confused a little bit.
It wasn't, and honestly, when I think about these things, I don't know. I guess that whole term "hardcore gamer" always makes me feel weird. But like, as people who are probably core gamers in the marketing sense of the term, we look at something like tablet integration or tablet companion app, and for me at least, my eyes roll and think, oh, Jesus, another gimmick, and so on and so forth. You know what? When he first pulled out, because this was the second part of the presentation, it didn't last long, but when he pulled out that tablet and started actually using it and showing us what that was like, I was almost convinced that this could be awesome, because you've got the person up there in the drone. So the person in the companion app is playing a drone, and in the drone, you can mark enemies so that they're easier to see. You can call in airstrikes. You can do various things like that. And what was interesting is that it looked actually fun just in and of itself.
What,
and
just doing the tablet stuff?
Yeah, and that's the thing that surprised me most. I was like, you know, the guy with the tablet's going to be the one not having a good time. It's like, I don't know, in Super Mario Galaxy 2, it's the one with the other remote. You know, that's the person not having fun. But it actually seemed like it was fun. Yeah. And that's the part that interested me. It seemed like there was a lot to do on the screen, you know, tapping and dragging around. And because it's all in real time, it's kind of visually interesting too. Sort of looks like you're seeing everything from an RTS perspective, but you've got so much control of the camera, and it was pretty slick, I gotta say. I don't know exactly how that's implemented yet, so I don't know if, like, let's say I own a tablet, like I own an iPad and I want to play, like, do I just am I hooking up with people, and on which platform, and is it just a couch thing or an online thing? I'm a little unclear on that stuff right now. But
Was there anything that they showed off that wasn't in the conference? Have you got any more details on the story or anything like that? Was there anything that they were sort of willing to divulge?
The story comes down to that whole interminably long sort of voiceover trailer,
right?
And they showed that again.
Okay,
but they did talk a little bit more about the structure of the game, which is going to be, you know, you've got the peeps that you're going to play with, and so you're playing it as a co-op game, but you've got the entirety of New York City, and we've seen this a lot with like Destiny and with The Crew and other games at E3 this year, where they're doing this sort of dynamic, you know, bringing together of people. So this is where, and I saw this when I saw The Crew as well. So what it's going to be is it's not actually MMO in the sense that everybody at the same time is occupying the same spaces, because that would get really messy. So this isn't Defiance. You know, this isn't World of Warcraft.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Like, you look at it and you say, oh, it's an MMO third-person shooter. It's like Defiance, but it's not like that. You're not all colliding into each other in the same big space. It's actually, you know, using the server to just put people together in the right natural ways. And in this case, that includes PvP. You know, so you could, as you see in the, you know, the conference, it's going to bring people from doing their little co-op thing, and you might see extra stuff to do out there as well that draws you in. But then once it gets time and you reach a certain point, then it might put you together for a big PvP battle. So, and all on its own. And these are people that weren't necessarily living in the same space as you were a minute ago, but now have been brought to you so you can shoot.
So I mean, overall then for you, what was your takeaway here? Something you enjoyed, or is this something you think you're potentially interested in here?
I think it looks awesome.
Okay.
And one thing I like is it looks sort of like the combat mechanics a little bit from the last Ghost Recon game.
Right.
And that that has me excited because it just looks fluid. It looks fun. And I really like the way the multiplayer is being handled, and the game looks visually really great.
It looks beautiful. I'm not sure why it's got Tom Clancy on the beginning of the title.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I have a suspicion that maybe this did start as a Ghost Recon spin-off, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's just me being in my own brain.
All right. Well, thanks very much for coming on to talk to us about this game, Kevin. And if you want to check out more from GameSpot, there's loads going on over the next 2 days. So tweet us #GameSpotE3, and we'll see you soon.